What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back for another episode review of Sistas. Baby, let me tell you what happened, because honestly, it was my bad. I started to look at, what is it called? Don't Pick Up the Phone. Baby, on Netflix. It's 3 episodes, okay? But girl, it's kind of hot up in here. Anyway, so that's probably gonna be the next video that y'all see of me, if I do a video. I got so into that, then I kind of went to sleep, and then I woke up and it was after 8 o'clock. So I said, you know what, I'll catch the next showing of Sistas, but I'm definitely gonna do this tonight because I don't want to keep y'all waiting and think that I'm fucking up or whatever. But baby, if you have not watched what's it called, Don't Pick Up the Phone on Netflix, yeah, Ashley's going to do a review on that because I got some things to say. But anyway, let's get into this episode of Sistas. I'm just going to be honest. This episode was kind of good. This episode was kind of good, okay? Like I said last night or whatever, yesterday when I did the Oval, I don't know if Tyler Perry has been listening to or seeing some of our videos or whatever, looking at some of the tweets saying that the shit ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That it's a little, But, he picked it up. He picked it up. I got to give a little props where props is due. And I like it, And I like this episode. So I'm going to assume that since the Oval is coming back January 3rd, this is coming back January 4th. So that's what, 2 weeks away. And we got to wait to see what's going on, which is fine. Everybody needs a little break or whatever. So we get into the episode and it picks up where it left off last week with Robin and Gary up in the house. Okay. Now, see, here's my thing. Excuse me. I just don't understand why Andy is giving this man access to her apartment. Okay. Granted, I know that Gary brought it or whatever, but technically speaking, it's hers because it's in her name. And obviously she has to have given the doorman, the front door person, the concierge, the permission to let him in or whatever, because there is no reason why I would have this nigga up at the house when I am not there. Okay. No. And then to come in and to see my other boo thing there. No, okay, I'll be like, hold up, y'all fucking up the rotation. Y'all ain't supposed to cross paths like this. Not in my abode, okay? You supposed to be over there, you supposed to be over there. And see, Robin, you dumb. See, I had missed the fact that, Robin had called Andy or whatever, wanted to talk to her about something, or she had called Tim, wanted to talk about Sabrina. Either fucking way, there was a phone call between them. And I guess he was trying to call her back or something like that, and she wasn't answering because she was like, listen, boo, okay, you ain't finna play me again. And since you up here trying to act all big and bad and you want to be boss and employee, well, business hours is between 9 to 5, okay? 9 to 5. Girl, I'm finna go watch the 5 Heartbeats. Anyway, so I was just like, all right, why is he sitting up here in her house? You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense to me. And I seen some people that was like, oh, they teaming up, Gary and, Robin teaming up. Hell no. Gary trying to get Robin out, okay? But Gary up there like, I came up here to try to get with you, and I seen him downstairs waiting in the lobby, and he talking about something he needed to talk to you because it's important or whatever. So I said, if it's so important, you come on up here too. I said, Gary, you just so goddamn messy and you so freaking insecure. You are so freaking insecure. You could tell how somebody, I don't care if it's your love language or not, but when it comes to Gary, he's beyond insecure. For somebody that looks like him, he is not an ugly guy. He is not a bad built guy. He probably look like he's slanging that thing because that's why Andy won't let go of it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he just ain't got the confidence that he tried to put out there, all right? Because he know he messed up with this lady. He know he did wrong with this lady. And he know that she can do better than him, okay? And technically speaking, if you want to talk money-wise, Robin is better than him. If you want to talk looks-wise, not really. Okay. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Neither one of them are ugly to me, but I just don't find neither one of them attractive like that. But you know what I'm saying? it's a to each his own type of situations. That's whoever she want to be with, you know? And I was just like, Gary, Robin wasn't putting that much pressure on Andy. Gary puts so much pressure on Andy because he does not want to lose her. And at this point in time, I don't even think that he truly is about, oh, I just don't want to lose her. It's like a game with him now. He just don't want nobody else to have her. And then he really failed or whatever. And if he truly gets her, it just feels like he's gonna fuck it up and, you know, damage her even more within the real relationship if they have one. It's one of those psychological manipulative ass type of situation that's going on. And so he's getting upset and in his feelings. And, you know, Robin was like, yeah, we need to talk, because Andy came in and see, at this point, if I was feeling some type of way, I don't even care if she was playing it off or trying to make it seem like, you know, she ain't had nothing going on with this man. But the way Andy came in and was like, Robin, what the fuck you doing here? How dare you? Neither one of y'all asses come up into my house, okay? Who gives you the right to do that? And I said the same thing. Listen, if you can't get at me, you know what I'm saying? You don't just pop up in my residence, okay? I get it. It was important or whatever, but you could have left a message on the phone. You could have left a message or sent a text message. I'm pretty sure Andy would have looked at it eventually, you know? But I get it, but at the same time, no, because it's just like, why are you popping up in my residence? All right, no, you're not supposed to be here, okay? Nobody's supposed to be here. Nobody. Oh, no. Okay, that's enough. But, okay, no, that's enough. But I was just like, Robin, you gotta go, okay? But Gary said, what's good? You want to talk to her? You can talk to her right here, right now. And I'm sitting here like, Gary, listen to what's going on. She's not giving him the energy as if she wants anything to do with him. She's literally telling him, you want to talk to me during business hours. That's it. Okay. But then it took for Robin to say, you know, I got some little information about that thing that we talked about. And she was like, oh, Gary was like, what thing? I said, nigga, none of your business. All right. And I'm glad, you know, in a sense, on one hand, I'm kind of glad that Andy has yet to tell Gary what's going on with Sabrina, because he just seems a little shysty. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. But then again, it may backfire that he didn't tell her because, or I should say she didn't tell him because, you know, he trying to do a little hostile takeover, you know, and where that's going to lead Robin. And Robin is her connect at this point. And so Gary go in the back after, you know, Andy begs him to go in the back or whatever. And I would have been listening. I would have had that damn door cracked so I can hear everything that's going on. But he claims that he didn't, you know, because when they finished, he came out there in a towel. Okay, I said, oh, all right. You finna dick her down to make her forget like you do all the time. But anyway, Robin was just there telling her that, you know, so I did my little contacts. I was able to get her a little bail. And before we confirm it, it's just let you know that the bill is going to be unusually high. And I said, what you mean by unusually high? He said $3 million cash. Now I said, hold the fuck up. Is it $3 million altogether, or was that $3 million? The $3 million or 10%? Bitch, how they do it in the federal prisons? How they do it with the Fed cases? Is it still 10% of the bail that they got to put down? I said $3 goddamn million for something that you can't even prove, or you haven't truly proved that she's done. Listen, they don't even have any evidence besides the shit. You know, they don't have evidence besides what, you know, Maurice said. And honestly, I feel like it's a circumstantial case. Listen to me, trying to do lawyer talk like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Bitch, I am so courtroom out. I'm tired of the courts, okay? I am tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it on my TV, on my timeline. It is exhausting. And I'm just looking at this whole situation like, I don't know about this. You know, and Andy was like, oh my God, $3 million. I don't know. I don't think I can come up with that in the morning till the morning, because she got till the morning to do it. And he was like, I mean, how much do you got? She said, I got like half of that. I said, damn, Eddie, you got a little change. Okay. She was like, I mean, if I can do this, would you mind putting it down payment down, doing the bail or whatever, and I'll pay you back? I said, what? Now, see, Andy is making me mad because Andy acts like she don't want want to be professional with him sometimes, but then you keep on calling in these favors. And at one particular point, this man gonna say no for real, and then he gonna want to call back and try to turn in for those favors. Like, bitch, it's time to pay the fuck up. And I'm sitting here like, so how are we paying and how are we going about all of these goddamn favors? I mean, cause you ain't fucking him. He could flip around and just say, bitch, you know, I gave you this, I gave you that, I gave you that, so now it's time for you to give me the pussy. You know, he could do some crazy shit like that. You know, sometimes the light skin rage come out. It happens. It happens. That's why I say you just can't trust them. You cannot trust them. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you can trust me, but you can't trust them. I just, you know, and truth be told, I feel like I'm just brown skin. Just a little light brown skin. I don't feel like I'm light skinned these days. Okay, so I feel like I'm getting colored in, and I like that. Anyway, moving on from that, I was like, all right. I just don't see how this gonna happen. I just don't see how this is gonna end well for Andy and her job. So Andy gets through. Gary comes out there acting like he all to the good. He don't want to talk about the situation that's going on with little Robin and everything. Mind you, Andy was sitting down there. She was crying and all that stuff about Sabrina, and she was just shaking and everything. Girl, as soon as Gary came out there, them tears wiped away, and she got a smile on her face when she saw him up in that towel, and the thing was swinging. I said, really? You forgot about your friend that quick? Dick came on your mind real quick. She said, yes, girl. You just don't understand. I said, girl, I don't. I just don't. And they went in there and did what they had to do. Woke up the next morning. She on the phone with Sabrina. Not Sabrina, but I think it was Karen. She on the phone with Karen and telling her, yeah, we're about to go ahead and down there and get Sabrina out, see what's going on with that, and then we'll come with you to your little doctor's appointment. Okay, fine. Of course, you know, Gary is up in the shower. He gets out the shower. He calling Andy or whatever. And Karen was like, so what Gary doing over there? I said, girl, you already fucking know. So he gets out the shower. She hangs up the phone. She's all giddy. He's all giddy. They both in too. It was like too good to be true. Like the mood that they was in. And I was just like, oh, he must have did his big one with you last night, because y'all both is just like... And I was just like, ooh, what happened? Girl, Gary is in a good mood because he said, you know, you see how good I did and I acted with this whole Robin situation. She was like, yeah, why did you respond that way? And he was like, because listen, I just realized that he really not a threat to me. Okay, and I got more shit to prepare for, especially this hostile takeover. I said, what? So you finna put your plans out there right there so she can go run over there to him? Okay, even if she didn't see the plans, even if she didn't see those papers, when you say hostile takeover and you talking about her boss in the same sentence, 2 + 2 = 4. She's smart enough to know that, okay? And I'm just like, she was like, what you mean by that? He was like, don't worry, because today is about to be a good day. I said, oh, okay. I said, Andy, leave that man alone. Oh, excuse me. So sorry. So then we get over there to Danny and Preston. Girl, they slept in the bed together. They woke up together. I said, I hope y'all ain't sleep together. She said, no, girl. Because Preston let us know. He was like, you know what, Danny? This like the first time that we've been together ever since we actually started talking to each other, that we slept in the bed together and we never had sex. And I said, oh, and he was like, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. I just want more nights like this. I said, okay. He said, you know, asking her how she slept. I know you been up already because you didn't woke up. I heard you get up and go wash your face and go put your makeup on. I mean, you look good. You look good. But I'm just letting you know. I know what you was doing. Okay. Girl, Danny was trying to put a robe on or whatever. She bumped the picture and it was like a little panther, Black Panther on the, you know, on the wall. And he was like, don't be knocking the black pussy. I said, what? You don't knock the black pussy? That's supposed to be my job. I said, excuse me. Now, see, at first I didn't see it because I had to rewind it. I said, what the fuck? And then I saw the picture, and then I was like, oh, okay, you know, dum-dum. Okay, I said, you know what, Preston? Because you biracial, I'm going to let you have that. I'm going to let you have that. I'm going to let you have that. Because if you was a pure white man, I would have been like, Your daddy black, so I'm gonna let you have that. Your daddy probably told you some shit like that in real life, okay? You gotta knock the pussy out, okay? And at one point, he was asking her, do you want me to come in the shower with you or whatever? And she was like, no. And she was like, cause then I'm gonna be late for work or whatever. I ain't gonna ever be able to get to work. And he was like, I mean, I supposed to be the one knocking that black pussy out. I said, he was like, knocking the pussy out, that's supposed to be mine. I said, ooh, Preston, excuse me, you know, I'm not used to hearing you talk this dirty. I mean, pussy ain't dirty to me, but y'all, I just ain't hear it coming out of his mouth like that. I said, and he doing better with it. He doing better with it. Because y'all remember the time he was trying to say some things and it just didn't come out right? I said, you know, and she wanted him to stay. He did say he would stay that morning, that day or whatever. But then he changed his mind because I guess she didn't want to do something or whatever the fuck. But they was just playing back and forth. They are okay for right now. So he's going to stay for the moment. I said, all right, Danny, don't fuck this shit up. Okay, we ain't got time to be doing this playing back and forth again. Nah, we got shit to do. Okay. Meanwhile, we over here with Karen and Aaron. I said, so y'all officially a couple? Because I'm tired of seeing this nigga at your house. You know, Karen in a better mood, so I give you that. You know, I ain't got nothing to say about that. You know, and, girl, I really don't care. I really don't care what it is when it comes to Aaron. Aaron is a little bit too perfect. And what I mean is, you know, I hate that we are in a society or in a place where, you know, we can't just take the good gestures to be just that. But again, we are in the Tyler Perry universe. And not too often is there somebody that's going to be 100%, 100%, 100% all the way on the up and up. Maybe Aaron is that guy, but because of the way that he actually came onto the show and the way that he's been acting for me, and then given the fact that her mother even brought it up that something just don't sit right about him or whatever, like it's just too good to be true how, you know, perfect like he is, in a sense, like being a good dude in a relationship. And I guess it's because, you know, when we first saw Karen, she was in a fucked up relationship. She wasn't getting treated right. So now we see her getting treated right, and it's just like a little weird. And I hate how that comes off. But I just don't like him. I just don't like him. He's just to me. He too squeaky clean for me. And that's sad to say. So she gonna go to the doctor. The girl's gonna show up with her, and she gonna go down there to the shop. Now I hate the fact that they showed at the end of last week's episode that Pam didn't leave. Pam left the curlers on, right? And I'm thinking like her shop gonna burn down. This is what's gonna be the mid-season finale. Her shop gonna fucking burn down. Well, the Christmas break finale. Okay? And that's not what happened. She go to the shop, but first of all, Pam came up in there and she saw that it was on. I said, them curlers stayed on that cloth and did not catch fire the whole time. All right, what type of curlers is that? You need to get a girl some tips or whatever, because that was something. You know, I don't play no games with shit like that. And I'm the type of person that if I feel like I did something, but I'm not necessarily sure, but I think I did, I come back because it's going to be nagging me. Even if I'm already at the house, I will turn back and make sure it's, you know, fixed or whatever. I guess Pam ain't built like that, okay? But of course, Karen had to come in and call her turning the stuff off. And she was like, bitch, this is why I can't trust your ass to run the shop, because you always doing some stupid shit like this. They go back and forth with their usual banter, but, you know, she throwing in there, you can't say this to me. I'm going to call your mom and I'm going to tell her that you up here at the shop. And she was like, you call my mom and I'm going to tell her that you almost burnt my shit down. So we both going to be in trouble. So you just need to shut up. And we just need to chill, okay? And honestly, I do like the relationship between Pam and Karen, because Pam, you know, even when it seems, Pam actually genuinely does care about Karen, because throughout this whole situation, she's the one that's been out here just, you know, asking if she's okay, making sure she's eating, making sure she's resting and all this stuff. She's not so consumed with her life as everybody else is. And I don't know if that's how it's supposed to be, but, you know, I like that for Karen and Pam. Anyway, so they get that, and we get Zach. Zach winds up telling, um, you know, what's her name, Fatima, that he ran up into Hayden, and so he got a lawyer. He talked to Bryce. He got a lawyer, whatever. And he, again, like, the things that I don't like about Zach and Fatima's relationship, in a sense, and it's not them, it's the way that it's written, because I like the characters. It's just the way that it's written. If I'm with somebody and I'm telling them that I love them, I love you, I love you, I love you, it's like, why do you need so much constant reassurance? Okay. And I know sometimes, I need reassurance every now and then, but it's not all the time we talking. I need to know, you gonna stay, you not gonna leave, you know. And that's what it seems like with Zach and Fatima these days, especially with the fact that this girl, this stripper girl, is allegedly his baby mama. And the fact that, you know, the other baby is on the way, and we trying to figure out who the daddy is. And so at this point, you go through that whole conversation again of, you know, you're going to still be by my side. How come you don't wear your ring or whatever? You know, because if you saw Fatima, he does propose to Fatima at the end of episode 8. Okay, he proposes to her. I just spoiled it. If you didn't see it, you should have saw it by now. It is what it is, because they already crossing over. He proposed to her. And, you know, she said yes, all that shit. And he feels some type of way now because she don't wear her ring, at least to the office. And her whole thing is this. It's not about you. It's more so about Andy seeing me wearing the ring. And then, you know, I don't really know if she's going to take it back to Karen. And then that's going to set Karen off. And at the end of the day, I get that concern. But, bitch, it is what it is. I'm not finna stop hiding my happiness, hiding my accomplishment, hiding my love and all this shit just to satisfy and to pussify this goddamn child. That ain't even, girl, that ain't my problem that you can't get over the fact that we moved on. He's moved on. I'm with him. You need to move on. You with your man. Y'all just said y'all loved each other, right? I said, Fatima, fuck that bitch. Put your goddamn ring on, okay? Because what's the point? What's the point? For you to just put it up in the basket? For you to just put it up in a drawer when you go to work? Girl, bitch, I'm in there like this. Oh, how you doing? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. That's what I want. You better show that bitch off. Because the amount of money I paid for that motherfucker, bitch, you better show that shit off. I sound like Martin. Remember when he proposed? Hell yeah, for the amount of money that I paid for that motherfucker. Yeah, that's how it is, okay? But, you know, Zach trying to get in touch with a lawyer because, you know, one of the things that Fatima didn't want is for herself to get caught up in this whole situation with Zach. So if they get married, she probably gonna have to take on his debt, his child support, all that stuff. And that's what they're trying to get figured out before any of this stuff happened. And it was a question of child support that kept coming up, okay? Because listen, Bryce winds up getting him in touch with a lawyer, Miss Linda or whatever. And when Zach came up into the office or whatever, first of all, I ain't know that's how y'all let people in. You just let people knock on your, random people knock on your door. You don't have a secretary that be like, buzz my number so-and-so in. I said, oh, what type of office is this? And then you got the nerve to tell me that you expensive. You expensive, but you ain't even got a secretary that could buzz me in and all that stuff. I was like, oh, okay, you know. Miss Linda was giving me the vibes like she was just staring Zach up and down in her mind. Like she was thinking about doing some things to him and having him do some things to her. Am I the only one who got that little vibe? You know what I'm saying? Like the girls love Zach. Zach is not a bad looking guy. He really ain't. Duval is really pretty. Y'all call y'all men pretty. To me, it's like, I don't know, like I like to call, and I don't know how this sound, and I hope it's not rude. Like, because I am LGBT, so like the feminine boys or whatever, I love to call them pretty because bitch, they be pretty as fuck. Okay? And then I call the masculine ones or whatever I be like, they fine or they handsome. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's either or. They all mean the same goddamn thing to me. But, you know, he is. He cute. He cute as shit, all right? Like, Kadeem, I get it. I get it. And he got a bubble on him as well, you know, and he got a wide, muscular back. I get it. I get it, you know. And Fatima, I get it too. And Miss Linda, you sitting there eyeballing him like that, trying to make it seem like you won. I get it. But at the same time, I was like, can we trust this lady? Because she's in association with Bryce. And I just really didn't trust Bryce because I felt like Bryce was doing some crooked shit when I was looking at Fatima. Something about him just didn't sit well with me because it just didn't, you know. Moving on from that, basically he was trying to figure out how much money it would be, you know, for the child support for the child that he was told is his, and the potential child that could be his. She said, baby, they could take you for 50% of what you got. And he was like, wait a minute. And he said 50% all as a whole or 50% each. She said 50% each. And I said, well, what the fuck that's going to leave him with? Something about the advice that she gave probably is right to a certain extent, but it just didn't feel right, you know? And I was just looking at her like, are you sure? I'm finna go Google this. Are you sure? Bitch. All right. And then they keep on talking about, you know, this whole thing about Hayden, because we saw on a preview Hayden, you know, already filed and all that stuff and finna do the lawsuit or whatever against Zach for the child support. But my whole thing is, and somebody brought this to the attention last week when we brought up child support, and I keep on forgetting that as well because it's Tyler Perry and he keeps putting up in there about the child support. Zach was in jail when this whole thing about this child coming in that he didn't pay 3 years worth of back child support on, right? And so they said if he didn't pay the child support, he would stay in jail. Remember when Jake came in and paid the child support for him and then he paid him back to get him out of jail or whatever? So what is he paying back? What is he getting sued for child support now for? And I mean, what he should be going to, why is there a lawsuit? I just don't understand that. What he should be doing is they're going to the court proceeding to, you know, determine the amount that she should get every month, but not being sued for child support. He's not resisting. You just haven't told, y'all just haven't made a hearing to go, like, it just don't make sense. It don't make sense. Meanwhile, you know, you got Andy and Danny going up there to get Sabrina out. And so they waiting, and Danny had talked to Karen, let her know what's going on, you know. And so at that point, Andy came out, everything worked well. Sabrina's about to get out, okay? So when Sabrina gets out, or before she gets out, Andy was like, oh, I'm gonna have to thank Robin. Danny said, hell yeah. And Danny started backing it up like she was doing it. She was like, no, not like that. I said, well, how else? This Tyler Perry we talking about, you gotta throw some ass, okay? Because and I hate to say it, but bitch, like, Robin been doing a whole bunch of favors for a bitch that is not his woman, okay? And don't think that he ain't gonna get in it. I said, and they're gonna ask Danny in code, if you know somebody that's about to do something to somebody else, should you do this and should you say, Danny said, first of all, I don't know what you're talking about, okay, but you should just go with your instincts, go with your heart or whatever. So she was basically trying to ask, if you know something that's gonna happen that's gonna mess up somebody else's stuff and you know both parties involved, should you get involved and should you get that person a heads up? Meaning she knows about Gary trying to do the hostile takeover for Robin and take over the company. Should she give Robin a heads up? Bitch, yes. Okay, that's what it is. Meanwhile, here comes the prosecutor dude talk about something. Well, I just didn't think that you had some friends up in the higher ups to get this happening. But I'm sitting here like, you know what, sir? At this point, I will file a complaint to try to get him off the case because now you're making it extra personal and you're making your personal feelings get involved into your professional feelings, and therefore you're trying to take it out on a client that you know, or on a person that you absolutely know had nothing to do with this whole situation. He knows, okay? And he keeps saying that the reason why he's acting this way is because, you know, Andy defended his bitch of a wife. And she was like, and you see the reason why? you saying that right there, that's the reason why you lost. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I'm just like, boy, go somewhere. He go sit down with Maurice and trying to convince Maurice to rat out on Sabrina, and then gonna play the recording. And I'm listening to the recording. Me and Maurice was like, you can clearly tell that that was a joking voice. It wasn't nothing serious. It was very sarcastic. And I said, nigga, you ain't that dumb. And I'm not talking about Maurice. I'm talking about Mr. Prosecutor. And he basically was trying to get him to flip on Sabrina, and he just wouldn't do it. And he got a little attitude. I said, oh, thank you, Maurice, for standing tall and not, you know, giving in, because you knew who did the shit. But I just like, it would have been fucked up if Maurice would have said, okay, shit, she did the shit, all right? Knowing damn well he's the one that introduced Q into this whole situation. And he the reason why they in this situation, because he was fucking with that man, all right? And he couldn't tell that that bitch was a gay for pay type of nigga. I spotted that right off the bat, bitch, okay? Meanwhile, they get Sabrina out in her wig. Okay, because somebody tried to argue me. Why would you say that it's a wig? Bitch, look at the shit. Okay, it's Tyler fucking Perry. Don't know that shit. And then I'm looking at the fucking episode. The fucking wig was sliding a little bit. I said, girl, don't try to argue me. I said, you dance. You dance. If you really thought that that was really her hair. And I'm pretty sure Miss Novia got probably a lot of hair, which I said in the video last week. I just don't understand why they couldn't just use her hair. But baby, that's a goddamn wig. That is a motherfucking wig. And if you don't like it, I don't care. You keep your comment to yourself. Anyway, moving on from that, girl, it be the simplest shit that y'all be getting in your feelings. I'm like, girl, I mean, she was dead in her feelings about it. I'm like, baby, this is a Tyler Perry production. Have you not been here? Chill. Chill. It's not the deep, baby. It's not the deep. Yeah. Anyway, so she wanted to go home and take a shower. She did talk to Sabrina, to Karen or whatever. But, you know, they needed to go to the doctor. So they dropped Sabrina off, and then they go over there to meet up with Karen. Karen was at the doctor to get that ultrasound test. Remember what Fatima told her mama, tell Karen to count back from this day or whatever, woo, 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 add that up and all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. And tell her to go ahead and get that ultrasound so we can get a somewhat of a concise date of, you know, when you had conceived. Girl, she was waiting in the doctor's office for Danny. And bitch, pause. When they left, when Danny and Andy was leaving Sabrina's apartment, Danny told Sabrina, stay free. You know they try to trap your body, but they can't trap your mind. I said, God damn, Danny, too fucking soon. But bitch, the shit was funny. Okay, Danny making me like her again. But anyway, so they get to the doctor, and then the doctor finally comes in and basically said that from what we saw and what we can see, even though the science ain't 100% correct, but I'm pretty sure this is accurate enough. The baby was conceived on the 12th. And Karen was like, the 12th? Not the 19th? She was like, the 12th. And so I'm sitting here like, who is the baby daddy? Did you fuck Aaron on the 12th and you had, what's his name, fucking you in your closet on the 19th, and that's what you were saying? Or is it vice versa? Because I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. I couldn't read her. I couldn't tell if she was disappointed. I couldn't tell if she was happy. I don't know, and we not gonna know until the show comes back. I said, ain't that about a bitch? Meanwhile, Sabrina gets on the phone because Calvin called her and was like, oh my God, thank God you're out, you're okay. And she was like, yeah. And he was like, what's going on? He was like, that bitch Q put y'all asses up in there, and then this motherfucker won't get out the house, and I can't do nothing because my name ain't on the lease and his name ain't on the lease, so it ain't nothing we can do. And, you know, because he can't go to the landlord, because then at that case, they probably gonna kick both of their asses out, you know? And so at this point, Sabrina said, oh, he over there at the house now. He over there at the apartment. And she said, I should say, Calvin said, yeah. And she was like, you know what? I'm finna come over there. She said, I'm finna get my shit and I'm finna come over there, bitch. And, he get over there and Calvin talking to Q, talking about, son, I can't stand you. You disgust me. I said, the nigga, do something. Nigga, do something. You just gonna sit up here? This whole time, Q ass would have been beat the fuck up. Now, see, Calvin, you ain't got nobody in your family that can come. Well, you are raised by 2 white dads. But you mean to tell me you ain't got no cousins or whatever? But nigga, get the gays together, because, bitch, we'll run shop. We'll run shop, okay? I mean, slice and dice up in these motherfuckers, all right? Q would have been handled if you really... it just makes me so mad. It just makes me so mad. Okay? It took for Sabrina to come there and cuss Q out, call him a dumb motherfucker, and to get the golf club and to whack him in the back of his motherfucking head. And then what made me mad also was when Sabrina whacked his ass, Q got up and grabbed all up on her. It took Calvin standing there looking at the whole thing like this. I said, so Calvin, you're just going to stand there for a few seconds or so, almost a minute, before you jump in and try to help this, your girl, the girl that you love, right? You're just going to let this man handle her? I said, Calvin, what the fuck are you doing? And see, Calvin, this is why we give you a little bit sometimes and you just fuck it up each and every time. You fuck it up each and every time. But I will say, eventually, after he stopped watching, he finally came through, got that golf club and beat the shit out of him. Sabrina was like, stop, you're gonna... I said, Sabrina, shut the fuck up and let him finish, okay? He been trying to get this out for a while, all right? It is what it is, okay? But that was the episode. You guys tell me how y'all felt about it, and I will see you guys later. No, I don't know where they came from. But yeah, like I said at the beginning of the this review, if you have not watched, don't pick up the phone, watch it, because as you will do the review, probably it'll be up tomorrow. Well, today is tomorrow. Today is Thursday. So it'll be up later today. Okay? And I'll see y'all later. Peace.